won a couple state championships and was going to get another one when COVID hit. But she's talented and knows how to win, and we're glad she stayed home.
Yeah, and then when you talk about senior leadership, which every team, you don't have that many seniors. I mean, you have, I think, three, but one who has been gosh, she'll do whatever you ask her to do. It seems like, and that's Abby Winchester. Of course, I know her dad really well, Jerry, but she's one of those kids that Abby, I need you to do this, and she'll say, okay.
She's been a pleasure to have in our program, and she's in her COVID fifth year and getting her master's degree. And, she's all about Oklahoma State, and she's a great teammate, and she's going to help us. And she's just epitomizes what a student athlete is about. And she's just had a great career here, and we're very proud of her. I call her the governor because she can be the governor sometime if she wants to.
I mean, hey, why not? That'd be good. I wouldn't mind seeing that because that's a gal that I've watched while she's been on campus here. That, like I said, she's just solid. She's a solid person. Period.
Good person, good player.
Good folks.
Absolutely expects the most out of herself and loves Oklahoma State.
All right, I was with Bill Annan last Saturday. He came. I picked up the K-State radio guys that are friends of his out at the airport. They flew in private, and we were together out there during lunch. And I know Wyatt Thompson and Matt, and they were asking Bill about his team this year and what he thought. He seems really excited, and I asked him. I said, "Well, what does Jim think?" He goes, "I think Jim's pretty excited too."
No, I am excited, Robert. We lose a great player in the middle, and Natasha Mack, and we've talked to our team about this throughout, that we don't expect any of our one kid to come up and get 21 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 block shots. We got to do it collectively. Brittany Reeves, Cassidy DeLapp, Abby Winchester, they all got to up their game a little bit. Taylon Collins has got to go from 7 a game to 12 or 13 a game. Lexi Keys, as you mentioned, Lauren Fields, who has a lot of experience. Everybody's got to elevate their game a little bit, and we got to play a little different way than we did the year before.
How's practice been?
We started yesterday,
yeah,
and it's good. We've had a couple out with some health issues on it, but we're getting to the point where we're going to be having everybody back by Saturday, and we start scrimmage the 22nd, and then the games will be here.
Am I correct? Did you have a wedding last weekend?
Last weekend,
yeah. Congratulations on
you.
that. How was that?
It was great. Jeremy got married, sweetheart from Duncan, Oklahoma, and he's in his 3rd year of dental school right now. So there wasn't any honeymoon. They got married Saturday, and I was in the chair 9 a.m. Monday for him to do his work on the guinea pig.
Oh, there you go. And you know what? I mean, my wife has worked forever for a dentist and an OSU alum in Edmond, Jeff Baggett, who's really involved in a lot of the national contributing or continuing education stuff. So if Jeremy ever wants to go down and check out their office and what they do, you need to have him get in touch with me. I have him get in touch with Lynn in that office. And actually, they have 2 OSU alums that are dentists together in that. It's right off I-35 in Edmond. So
that'd be a great experience.
Well, yeah, and that's what I've learned in the dental field. The more dentists you can learn from, the more you can see out there, the better it gets. So, and I know Jeremy will do fantastic. So
he did a great. He had a great mentor here in town, Clint Metcalf, who's a former Cowboy.
Oh yeah.
Allowed him to shadow for over 200 hours. So
that's good.
It was Cowboys taking care of the family.
Good deal. There is a changing landscape as well in the entire Big 12 Conference in women's basketball, simply because, that one woman that built that dynasty at Baylor. Were you surprised when that went down?
I was to a certain extent, but Coach Mulkey grew up in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Her home's about an hour away from there. Her mom is an hour away from Baton Rouge. Her son played baseball at LSU and is now in the Cardinal organization. She played at La Tech, so there were a lot of ties there that I felt like she, after talking to her, she just decided she wanted to go home.
Well, and now we've been through conference realignment. Everybody understands, at least with this, where we are right now, if things don't change again. Unfortunately, we know in conference realignment, it can always raise its head. But as you look at the way the league's settled and who's going to be coming in, BYU, Central Florida, Cincinnati, and Houston, everybody seems to be sizing that up for their sport. What do you think on the women's basketball side?
Houston's a group that plays a unique style of play. They'll pressure you the whole ball game, be hard to catch passes on the wing. UCF has been an NCAA tournament team. BYU has as well, had a solid program and well coached for a lot of years. Cincinnati's been a little up and down, but I think all four of those bring a lot to our conference. And I'm like you, I've heard you a lot on the radio, Robert. I'm a Big 12 guy. I'm a Big 8 guy.
Yeah, I grew up with that.
Yeah, I grew up with it as well, and it was important for us to stay intact, and we're thrilled that the Big 12 has stayed intact.
All right, and again, talk a little bit about your schedule, because you guys didn't lay off on the schedule. It's a pretty adventuresome slate.
No, we have a trip to Vegas where we'll play a good Green Bay team, and we'll play Tennessee. We'll play Missouri State here at home, who's been good for a long
time program.
You know, and then the Big 12 as well. So we feel like it's probably our most challenging schedule that we've had. We upped it last year, but I think we've taken another step with it this year.
You know, the other thing too, and we talked about this a little bit with Karen Hancock last hour. One of the things we're seeing, you know, they're now going to use the March Madness moniker in marketing for the women's basketball championships in the NCAA. We've seen what they've done as far as enhancing the tournament schedule in softball. And I know you guys went through the situation last year with the COVID tournament. And I think the amenities are going to be changing and getting better for the women's basketball tournament as a whole.
I don't think there's any question. There were a lot of things that came out in the media that showed some inequity.
Yeah.
And I know that the NCAA has made major steps in studies and brought in outside consultants to make sure that gap has been closed and trying to make the women's game stronger than ever.
Well, again, and I think you're going to see a well-rounded basketball team this year. How's Natasha done this year with the Wnba and all that?
Well, she was with Chicago and went through some periods where she was cut, reinstated, and then she went to Minnesota, hung there quite a while. The Wnba, Robert, is a tough league to crack because you got 11 teams with 11 on each one, and a lot of the veterans don't go away. You've still got people like Sue Bird, Taurasi
last night. Did you see what she did?
Yes.
38?
Yes.
Holy moly.
But there's a lot of players that just continue to play, and it's hard to break into. So Mac's over in Poland now, doing really well.
That's good.
And it's a good league, and she'll work on her game and her aspirations to get back and also continue to play overseas.
Yeah, some of those threes that Taurasi hit last night were not there on the line. She wasn't caring about where her toes were. She was way back.
No.
She threw them in from mid-court.
I'd say she probably got a green light anytime she wants it.
Yeah, I think she does too. Also, you last thing, you've added, you have some new additions to your staff. How's that doing?
We do. We have Jessica Grayson came from SFA, and they've been a very successful program, and SFA's averaged 21 wins a year, and she was responsible for a lot of the recruiting. Really good mentor for our young ladies, spends a lot of time with them on and off the floor. Taylor Carr comes to us from Santa Clara, and I've known Taylor for a long time. Taylor started her basketball career at Paola, Kansas, and then she played for Deb Patterson a couple years at K-State.
Yeah.
Deb got out of the game for a while, and then she went and played for Kelly Graves at Gonzaga. And Kelly Graves is the guy that is at Oregon right now. So she's got a great basketball background, and both those two are very dynamic. They've opened a lot of doors for us in the recruiting area. They're good on the floor, and they've been very good in the community too. They're very well received right now within our community.
Well, Jim Littell, Cowgirls basketball coach, and again, practice has started, and it won't be long before the games crank up. So appreciate your time.
Appreciate it, Robert.
All right, Jim Littell from the Cowgirls. We'll take a timeout and come back here to Simmons Bank. Stay with us.
You got a question or comment? Shoot Robert a text.